Next stop is illustrates.
You'll have to excuse us for having a few technical problems when we're just hoping when we start the PowerPoint presentation that everything cooperates. We're getting some error messages from Zoom. We will see. We will persevere. Yeah. So our panelists this morning are PRAVRAJIKA Sridharaprana. All of you here know her well. She's a senior nun of Sri Sarada Math of the Ramakrishna Order. Sridharaprana will share with us glimpses of her pilgrimage to the 12 Jyotirlingas. They're the most sacred pilgrimage sites scattered all over India. And they are all associated with Lord Shiva. And she will touch on the rich mythology that surrounds them. We're also honored to have a friend, RAGEL, with us. Ron.
The next stop is Brunswick Road. At this stop, the doors will open on the right-hand side of the train.
Let's mute them. Yeah, mute all. Acceptance. Yeah. Yes, we're honored to have our friend, RAGEL, with us. Ron's a man of many talents. He's a multi-instrumentalist, a writer, a painter, a good photographer too. And most importantly for this morning's event, he's a very experienced pilgrim. He's traversed pilgrim paths in 4 countries, Portugal, Spain, Israel, and Japan. And we do look forward to hearing about them. And we're very happy to also be joined by Ron's partner, Vicky Hansen. Vicky's an accomplished composer with over 25 years experience in film and television for clients such as Channel 9, ABC TV, SBS, Al Jazeera, Beyond Productions, and many more. To date, she has worked on more than 500 stories about a wide range of subjects, varying in style and genre, as well as feature-length movies, short films, advertisements, trailers, corporate videos, and much more. To speak a bit about pilgrimages, the benefits are numerous. They're an opportunity to step outside the usual busyness of our lives, to shake us out of our usual mindset, to allow more time for quiet reflection, a time for simply being rather than always doing. It's a time to reconnect with the natural world, to be enriched by the deeper aspects of our own culture and other cultures. And it gives us a chance to re-energize mentally, physically, and spiritually. There's a very helpful social side to pilgrimage as well, where we're sharing the experience with like-minded people. There's numerous reasons that prompt humanity to go on a pilgrimage. For many, it's fulfilling a sacred vow in their faith tradition. Others go on pilgrimage at a crossroad in their lives when they need the time and space to make important decisions or resolutions. Others may be in search of a deeper spirituality, a healing, a forgiveness. In an interview about pilgrimage with the writer Pico Iyer, he observes, something inside us is crying out for simplicity, for purpose, for clarity, and for living at a human pace, a journey back to what is deepest inside you. We'll start our session this morning with PRAVRAJIKA Sridharaprana's description of the 12 pilgrimage sites in India associated with the Jyotirlingas. This will be followed by Ron's presentation. He'll focus mainly on the Camino Santiago, pilgrimage through Portugal and Spain. He'll also talk briefly about the pilgrimage in Israel, following the Jesus Trail, the Galilee region of Israel. And he'll also talk about Japan's Kumanakodo Trail, covering the region that embodies the spiritual origins of Japan. Following the presentations, we'll have some time for the discussion, explore a bit more about pilgrimage. There'll be questions and answers as well, time for questions and answers. And the final item in our program will be live music performed by India Jiva, the music of Ron and Vicky. So now we'll invite Sridharaprana ji to share the story, information about the Jyotirlingas. And I'll just get that share. We cross our fingers to get the share up and get it working. Thanks, Fred. And got it. Now go to view. Okay. So go back to share. Or click behind. Oh, well, yeah. You better just see. Try share. Yeah. And just click on the arrow for me just to get it to the first one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Keep the mic close to your mouth.
It's nice to reminisce some of our experiences or the joys which we had during our pilgrimages. But then I'll start, though the Jyotirlinga starts from Somnath, from Gujarat, but I'll start it according to the map of India. First, we go to the Himalayas, the Kedarnath. The Kedarnath is in the Himalayas, 12,000 feet. And it's supposed to be built by the great Pandavas. Usually Jyotirlinga means it is the manifestation of, special manifestation of Shiva. There are actually 64. Among them, 12 are the greatest. And each one can confer immortality or liberation. But Kashi is, of course, the king of Jyotirlingas, but Kedarnath, 12,000 feet. And we few nuns had been. At the outset, I'll tell you, pilgrimage is very subjective. And it needs a lot of prayer and contemplation before contemplating to go on a pilgrimage. It's almost preparing the mind. And at least I think the knowledge of the place where I'm going is very essential. Supposing a devout Catholic goes to Vrindavan, might not appreciate it until he has a universal outlook or Catholicity, that's a different thing. Apart from that, generally, people will not appreciate it. So the knowledge of it is very, very essential for the pilgrimage. And the preparation of the mind is very, very essential. If we have to derive from the pilgrimage, that's more important. So we devote a lot of time for prayers for the pilgrimage to become successful. And that's how we start our journey, with the blessings of the elders and Sri Ramakrishna Holy Mother and Swamiji. We live in a holy place, but yet why do we go on pilgrimage? That is two types of, as I say, two types of people go to pilgrimage. One to deposit, one to draw. We stand in between. We do deposit and we do take also. That is why when we go for a pilgrimage, we try to keep 3 nights in a particular place to absorb the spiritual vibrations and the power of the place. You need at least three nights to be. In India, it's okay for us, we get it. But here, going from Sydney, Australia, it's very difficult. I couldn't do the rest of the previous ones. Really, I did it. But this time I didn't get much, but I tried to make the best of whatever was available. So Kedarnath is 12,000 feet above and it's Himalayas. So when we went on the way, we were 5 of our nuns, we walked and I left the other sisters to look after themselves. We are slow and I walked ahead and I met a beautiful group of children, 30 kids from 5 to 7 standard school and 5 teachers. So each teacher has 6 children. So they were going on a trekking, making Kedar. So both were trekking and spiritual journey, both. So that is how they instill the sacredness, the values of pilgrimage in the children. And the children were well behaved, wonderful. On the way, I didn't see even a single child spending unnecessary, talking something or fidgety or anything, walking straight and Om Namah Shivaya singing. Amazing discipline they showed. And they were from Mayo College. So we have got an affinity with it because it's Khetri and all those people are linked, connected with Swamiji. And the teachers were very happy. So I had a very good, what do you call? I didn't even feel the struggle of the journey when walking that height. Anyway, and I had the good fortune of meeting a nun, Krishna Mataji. She must have been in her pre-monastic days, a professor in Delhi College or something like that, highly educated lady, living all alone in the Himalayas and wonderful. So because our sisters had told me, make it a point to meet Krishna Mataji. So I had her holy company and she's living there. And only when the Kedar closes, she comes to the village below. And then when the Kedar opens, because Kedar opens only for 6 months, and she goes back again. When the Kedar opens in April, she goes there and she stays there. And the beauty of the thing is, she lives in Kedar, but her Ishta is Krishna, Gopal. So that shows how flexible people are, how diverse their interests are. And she had a Gopal in her room, and I wanted to see him. She said, he's sleeping. So real it was for her. She was doing Gopal Seva. She said, it's not a time for him. I'll wake him up after 4:30 and you can see him. She was really feeling his presence there. So, and she asked as a favor, she told, today you go and attend the Kedar's Arati in the shrine inside. The people out in the outside, they see the Arati, but we were taken inside the sanctum and we saw the evening Arati. It was wonderful. Now, of course, like all the other people, we did the worship of Shiva. But I had one desire that I wanted to be exclusive, very, what do you call, all for myself with Shiva. How to get this? I had that desire in my mind, but it's impossible to get Shiva all for myself. So anyway, I thought, okay, let's see. And then in the evening, these teachers, they asked me, Mataji, would you like to go and meet the head priest? Oh, that's a good thing. Very nice. So we ourselves, nuns wouldn't have gone, but because these teachers asked us to go, we all went. And the head priest was very happy to see us. And he told us, tomorrow you can attend the Arati. So we got 2 days chance of attending the Arati right inside the shrine of Kedar. I don't know what merit we had done, we got it. And then my one desire was still left. So God satisfies, he fulfills all our desire. And then the head priest said, tomorrow you can go when the temple is closed, I will ask the men, they clean the shrine. So the head priest will go and do the puja, the main puja and food offering. So he said, I'll ask them to let you in. So only we nuns were there, no one else. Closed, temple is closed. From the backside we went, and just Shiva and we. And they had cleansed everything and nothing else, no flower, nothing. And we too didn't want to go do any ritual worships or anything, just want to be in his presence. And half an hour we were there. I don't know if I don't have that, get the dementia in my old age, I can meditate on this and spend the rest of my life happily. That such an experience I had, it is indelible in my thing. And I hope I will retain this memory. For half an hour we stayed in the shrine, absolutely pin drop, no one, just we. And a small hymn in a very low tone we sang, because even that itself was sound. I mean, that sound we didn't want. And we sat and meditated for a long time, and then finally gave a big hug to Shiva for giving us this opportunity to be with him. He satisfied. He fulfilled my desire that I wanted all by ourselves, no one else, and he did. And this experience is amazing. I just can never forget about that. Yes. Next, Kashi Vishwanath, the king of the pilgrimages. This is where liberation, people attain liberation, and people go in their old age just to die there, just to die. And there is a circumference around that temple, certain area, some 12 kilometers within that range, circumference. The power is so solid that naturally the mind is elevated. So people go in their old age just to finish, no more coming to this world back. So that intention they go. And this time I didn't go because I want to give separate time for it. I don't want to go in a hurry. So last time before coming to Australia, I went and told Vishwanath, look, Vishwanath, I want to be at your place in my old age. Please bring me back. I told him, took a promise from him, and then I came. And it's amazing. And the temple is so full of people. The uniqueness about Vishwanath temple is it's crowded and crowded and crowded, all the sound. But if you can make some place little bit and sit and close your eyes, after that, you can never hear anything. No sound. At least I didn't feel the sound and people, nothing. I was absolutely unaware. So deep will be your meditation, your concentration, that you will be unaware of where you are, all the going on, the temple bells and the mantras chanted, so many people. And it's a very small shrine. They don't put the shrine photos. Very small shrine. At least hardly 20 people it can hold. So we come out, and so Sri Ramakrishna used to say, see the Lord, draw him through your eyes, and then come out, close your eyes, and try to capture the experience. So that's about Vishwanath. Vaidyanath. Okay. Vaidyanath. So there's a controversy. One is in Nagpur, another one is in Jharkhand. But I prefer Jharkhand because Sri Ramakrishna had been, Holy Mother had been, Swamiji, all of them had been here. Sri Ramakrishna went to this temple and Holy Mother also. So I would prefer to go to this, I thought, and I planned and I went. Very, very busy. And I could hardly stay. Even I couldn't get a little place to stand, what to speak of sitting. I was a bit disappointed. But then what I did was I just came out, and over there next to that is Shakti Pit also. So I said, the father didn't give me place to sit. Let me go to mother. So I went and sat there, and I could see for an hour, I could sit in the shrine And this is the third Jyotirlinga. So that's it. I got many more other things too. This is Mahakal. Because you see, the mythology behind that doesn't make any sense for us. But what I mean is actually the main Jyotirlingas came into existence is that once there was a argument between Brahma and Vishnu, who amongst are great. So Shiva came and stood. And then Shiva said, if you can find out my beginning and my end, then I will declare it. So Vishnu went to find out which is the end of Shiva. He couldn't find the end or the beginning or the end of Shiva, because Shiva is eternal and infinite. Infinite cannot be. So he came back and he said, sorry, I couldn't make it. And Brahma said, yeah, I saw that there is, and I could see that your end. And then, and he gave a flower. I believe it's all mythology. That's why I don't. Sri Ram Swamiji says you take the discard the head and tail of the thing and then take. So that's how I do it. So that's why I don't go into much mythology and all that. The story, you can take it as a story. And then he brought a flower and he said, this flower is the proof. And we don't know what we say Tarampu in Tamil. Tarampu, a fragrant flower, which is never used in the worship. It's not used in the worship because it lied. It gave, witness. It was wrong. So Shiva said, no, you are wrong. You can never be. So we don't worship Brahma. That is why Brahma is deprived. No, other gods get worship, but Brahma doesn't, the creator doesn't get it. So that's the story. And that light, it spread 64 places, and the 12 is this Jyotirlinga. And it has powerful, very powerful. As I told you, it's subjective until and unless we go and we feel it. Nothing much I could be telling. And this Mahakaleshwar is the fourth. It's in Madhya Pradesh. No, not before that. Let the Mahakaleshwar be there. The previous one, what you put. Yeah. This one, now they have made it very beautiful. They have made this corridor explaining all the mythologies, because people may not get the chance to read, but the statues and pictures and stories, when it's depicted, it's very easy to understand. They will get some idea, and whole, I think it's very big and very beautifully done. And the one thing what happened with this was, I was held up in the road. There was an accident. 6 hours we had to be in the road. What to do? And I didn't have much time. Today Omkareshwar, next day was Mahakaleshwar. So what to do? I was held up. The morning is the one they do puja, offer water and all that. I was held up. So what to do? Nothing. I was helpless. So we sat in the bus and we chanted all what we have to chant, and we sat and meditated there, did japa, everything, prayed, at least enable us to see you. And we reached round about 2 o'clock. The temple was closed. That was a big blow for me. And I was a bit picked with Shiva. What did you do? I came to see you and this is what you have done. But this particular place is associated with a lot of thing, like you have got this, the stories we have got, Vikramaditya's place, all that. So a lot of historicities also there. So we just finished it. And then we came and he made me, don't know, maybe I was not prepared or whatever it is. He didn't give me darshan till 7 o'clock at night. The whole day I was talking to him, fighting with him. All I did. At 7, I got the chance, but they told you cannot offer water because he was decorated. Evenings, they don't allow people to touch or do any puja. But Arati is done, all people can come and see and go. So I was very much disappointed that I couldn't touch Shiva, for which I came. And I'm deprived of this. It can't be. And I was just going on praying intensely. Then he said, Mataji, you can go from backside and touch him. And front, they had decorated him, Ardhanari. Half male, half female. Half was Shiva and half was Mother Durga. They had decorated. It was so beautiful. I tried to get that picture in the internet. I couldn't. They were in that picture. I don't know what, maybe because my eyes or whatever, I do not know. It was so beautiful, so soothing it was. Even Shiva was, because he's Mahakal. Kal means time. Mahakal means the great time, the devourer of everything, ultimate. So, but he was looking so beautiful and so tender. And the Mother Durga, you could see, with all these ornaments and everything, so beautiful. Half the lingam was male, half the lingam was female. And I went behind and I held Shiva, offered my prayers. And my prayers are first, good of the world. Good of the world, that's the first thing. Because Sadhu is dead to himself or herself. So first is the good of the world, then the order, then the devotees of RSV society. Last comes me. I don't want anything, just a bit of devotion to you. With this, I think. Huh? Enough? That's enough. This one, shall I finish it? Yeah. Omkareshwar. Omkareshwar is a very important place for us because it is associated with Shankaracharya. The 9-year-old Shankaracharya came here in search of his guru. The cave is somewhere over there. I have no idea where it is. The cave is, but I went. Here I can't make out. We went to the Shankaracharya's cave where he used to go to the temple, and the cave goes below. These people, they do not know the importance of things. Hope they do something. It's full of cobwebs. I wanted to take some videos. It was terrible and so slippery. I thought I don't want to break my legs if I go there. So I tried my best to take the videos, but then it wasn't that good to post it here. Anyway, so Shankaracharya was here and his guru was there. This Narmada was at that time and full flood. And they said, Shankaracharya prayed to Mother Narmada and she entered into his Kamandalu. That was the yogic power of Shankaracharya. And the guru understood that this is that the right disciple has come to me. And we know how much he has contributed to us, the Advaita Vedanta around the world. It's because of him. So Omkareshwar, near Omkareshwar, there is another temple called as Maleshwar. So that's actually Jyotirlinga. This also is Jyotirlinga, they say. But anyway, so we went there and yes, we could have the darshan because, Vedanta and privilege don't go together. But still, I'm privileged for these clothes. As soon as they see me, they just allow us to go in. So we had the good opportunity to go in and we offered our prayers and I could do that abhishekam, which we think it's very important for us. That's the very small ritual we don't spend. And then I had very good time there and we sat and then I got this Rudraksha beads of Omkareshwar as prasad. So that I considered as a blessing and I got it. It is there here. And our Shiva will be having it during Shivaratri. I will decorate him with that. So with this, enough? Then Ron can go for. Oh, I want me to finish everything? Once, yes, because this is of a different type. The next, we come to Somnath. It is near Arabian Sea. Somnath is a very old temple and it was worshipped. This Shiva was adored by moon. Som means moon. Somnath means Lord of Moon. Shiva has the moon, crescent moon on his head. So he had worshipped. The legend is that Daksha, Daksha was a Prajapati. He had he gave his daughters, yes, to 27 daughters to Soma in marriage. Among them, Rohini was his favorite, so he was partial to. So Daksha cursed him, and so moon god prayed to Shiva, and that's how he came, and he was blessed. Shiva pardoned him, and that is, and astronomers have beautifully described this, what that 27 wives mean. You know, anytime I'll show you. It's mythology, the scientific ideas put in stories. So, and this temple has gone through a lot of difficulties. 17 times it was destroyed, and the tenacity of the people are also such. They built it again and again and again. Finally, during the British time, completely it was ruined. Then after independence, this beautiful temple came into existence, and but we are not allowed to touch Somnath here. You can only have darshan of him. And so, and we spent quite a bit of time. It's on the bank, Arabian Sea, just stand near the thing, the sea, you can see, beautiful sea. And the mind also becomes very calm and very nice, but we didn't get much time. Somnath didn't give me much time. He sent me out. Yeah. But I had the other places there, because we are going all the nearby pilgrimages also I had done. So I only gave a little bit of time. I didn't get a chance to spend a night with him in his abode. Yes. The next, Nageshwar. Nageshwar is also a Jyotirlinga, just a few kilometers away from Somnath. These are the two Jyotirlinga Gujarat is proud of. The other one, two they had. This has two. And the huge statue of Shiva is there, the one which it was put on the thing. And yeah, here also we did the worship, and we had I had taken the video, but the video wasn't that good, so Robert said no, don't want, so I didn't put it. So it was a wonderful experience here. It's all made new. See, some of them are new ones, the old ones and all that they have renovated a lot. And yeah, nothing more. I didn't spend much time here. The next comes, yeah, Trambakeshwar. Trambakeshwar is three, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar together in the lingam. And the thing is, under the lingam is the river Godavari. The water keeps coming, and just they put it out. That must be some spring or something of river Godavari. The water keeps coming, and they just remove and throw. And here they don't allow us to touch Shiva. All you have to do is you can sit and have the darshan. You all give your offerings, and you have the darshan, and you spend time. That's what I do. I go, I try my best. If I can get the Shiva, if I can touch him, that's very good. If it is not there, we do our worship and sit for a couple of hours and do our meditation. And around everywhere is the mountain, very dry mountains. It's very rugged mountains. And that's it. This is in Maharashtra, and Maharashtra has 3 Jyotirlingas. One is Trambakeshwar, the next is Krishneshwar. Krishneshwar is near Ellora, just few minutes before Ellora. So this is also an important Jyotirlinga. I have no idea about the mythology, how it has come, but a wonderful place. And here the linga is divided into 2. There's a line you can demarcation. The half is Shakti and half is Shiva, Purusha, both. So you have the worship of the Divine Mother and Shiva together in this shrine. And it's near Ellora. Very beautiful. Yeah, next. Bhima Shankar. Bhima Shankar. It is the other one, it's near Gomati River or some river is there. I don't remember which river. This also is an amazing temple. We can't get any of the shrine photos of Bhima Shankar. Bhima Shankar is in the Maharashtra. It's also in the, you can see the dry mountains over there, around mountains, and in the middle is this temple. Very remote, very remote. You can say it's not like a city or anything. You can feel it's as if you are somewhere out of the world. So different it is. Yeah, next. Sri Shailam. Sri Shailam is considered, it's in Andhra Pradesh. And here, a great saint called as Akka Mahadevi from Karnataka. She had done a lot of austerities and very great. She's a Shaivite saint. Akka Mahadevi is a famous saint of Karnataka. And her temple also is here. We went, I went to we have got a center there. From there we went. And I reached by evening. It's in the high top of the mountain. They say even it is a great blessing to see the mountain. This is, if you see the Sri Shaila mountains, you will never have another birth, they say. Means all your desires will be fulfilled. You will attain desirelessness. Such will be the fulfillment that you will have no desires further. And that is the reason why you will not have another birth. Because without desirelessness, there's no meaning of immortality or liberation. What is holding liberation is the desires. Holy Mother says, even if you have a little tiny desire of eating a sugar candy, you'll be back. Because with the desire comes the mind. With the mind comes space, time, and causation, and you're back into the relative world. If mind is not there, desire is not there, no mind. No mind, though you have, nothing is barring you from your infinite existence. So the main thing is desirelessness. That's what the shloka means. So one attains desirelessness. And that's the prayer Holy Mother always asks us. Don't ask for anything, ask for desirelessness. So I went at night and I was a bit apprehensive whether I could get the darshan or touch. But with all the trouble I took, when I went and saw the Shiva was not more than this big. Just a small, tiny little, but what a powerful. Ajayapana Mataji had told me, Sri Shailam temple is very powerful. So I had this desire, I must go and see. Really, it was indeed. It was a powerful experience. When I touched it, I felt absolutely all this trouble we had taken from morning. It was very difficult. With great difficulty, we had come. All that vanished, and such a soothing feeling I had. I thought, I will have to come again. I want to have one more darshan of it. So early morning I went. Early morning at 4 o'clock I was there. And as soon as the temple was opened, and I went, and here Shiva is called as Mallikarjun. I don't know why Mallikarjun. Mallika means I know the Mallika flowers, beautiful. So, and lucky enough, I got Mallika garland, and I went and decorated Shiva. And it was so powerful, that experience was. And I came out and I saw it in the courtyard. This courtyard was a place where a lot of rishis had done tapasya. So there is a huge old tree. Under it, we sat nearly 3 hours. I don't know how the 3 hours went. I didn't know. By the time I came, it was already 8. 4 o'clock we had been. 8, I came out. Time just passed like this. So powerful. And I remembered Ajayapana Mataji. She had told me, yes, indeed it is. It was a wonderful experience in Sri Shailam. Then we come back to last, Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram. this was Sri Ramachandra had installed this Shiva after the killing Ravana. Ravana was by birth, he was the son of a rishi, so he was a Brahmin. So to expiate the sin of killing a Brahmana, Sri Rama wanted to worship Shiva. So he asked Hanuman to go and get a Shivalingam from north. So Hanuman did go, but he couldn't come. And that within the specific time, we have got to install it. So he couldn't do it. So what to do? Then Mother Sita said, don't worry, I will fix it. She took the water of the ocean on the sand. She made a lingam and she worshipped it. And that lingam is Rameshwaram. Because it was worshipped by Rama, so it became Rameshwaram. And it is made of sand. The lingam is made of sand. So at any time, it might dissolve and the sand might erode. So what they have done is they have put a kavach, silver coating. What do you call? What do you say for kavacham? A shield, a silver covering on it. So people put the water and worship the Shiva on the top of that. So the only early in the morning, they remove that silver sheet, and then they have a very small ritual. That's all, because they have to preserve. And when Holy Mother went, she had been to Rameshwaram. And when she returned from Rameshwaram, they asked her, Mother, how was your pilgrimage? Oh, the Shiva is just as I placed him. She said, he is just as I had placed. So as in her incarnation as Sita, it was she who did this Shivalingam and she had installed. And as soon as she saw, oh, these people are smart, they have kept it safe. She was very happy to see that it is as it is. And then her attendants, they were surprised. Mother, what did you say? Oh, no, that's what I'm saying is that I saw the lingam just as how these people had explained to me beforehand. She just turned the topic. So we are so happy because I could see the lingam made by Holy Mother in her incarnation as Mother Sita. And the architecture of the temple is amazing. It doesn't allow us to have in one go. You can't see. You have to see every part of it. At least you need 2 days to see this temple. And more, other thing is with me, I don't know. I'm not at all so much particular about all this. All I want is I want to be with Shiva. People go and take all these photos, but it never occurred to me that I should take all this. All I was concerned was how long I can sit in the temple in front of Shiva. Of course, they did not give me the chance. I sat somewhere amidst these pillars. In one of the pillars, I sat and I was to get nobody to bother you. You can sit as long as you like. No one to tell. And it is so calm and quiet because all the noises near the temple in the main. And so this was left for us. This is for our meditation. So we were sitting amongst these pillars and trying to recapitulate or capture those feelings, what I had it in the Shiva. With this, my Jyotirlinga pilgrimage is finished.
Well, thank you, Siddharaprana ji.
I didn't go into mythology.
We could spend a whole day on this trying to do full justice.
It's very subjective. Look, I can't explain to you more than this. That's all I can tell you. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And now we will go on a very different pilgrimage. Ron will lead us through that.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. So as you will find, it's a very different pilgrimage that we undertake in the West. Joseph Campbell, the American mythologist, said, that every great journey begins with a call to adventure of some type. And then if you rise up to the challenge, you are given the gifts of that challenge. So I guess for me that I heard the call of the Camino de Santiago some years ago now, probably 10 years back. And friends that I'd known had done it. One in particular was a Tibetan Buddhist nun, who was a good friend of mine, and she did this amazing walk, and that impressed me. I thought, yes, I can do this too. And then I saw, if some of you are familiar with the movie called The Way, that starred Martin Sheen. And the story was about his son, who also undertook the walk, the journey on the Camino, and he actually died on the journey. So the father wanted to take the steps to recreate his journey. And the movie was about that. And I saw that movie too at about that time when I was thinking I should do this trip. And that inspired me as well. And so off I went. My preparation was, of course, I've been meditating and doing all that over the years. So as we heard, it's about the outer journey as well as the inner journey when you undertake such a challenge. So I'll go into more detail about the Camino de Santiago because I ended up doing it 3 times. I walked the Portuguese Camino, I walked the Camino Francis twice, and then inspired now by the walking and the benefits I perceived that I had received. I went to Israel and I did what's known as the Jesus Walk. That follows all the historical sites that Jesus walked. I did that, and then I went to Japan to walk on the Kumano-Kodo, which goes to all the symbolic places in Japan, near Kyoto. So the most recent one that I'll focus on is the one I did just completed 4 to 5 months ago. And that was on the Camino Francis. So this particular journey was a distance of about 350 kilometers. And the Camino is a walk that you choose the distance you want to walk. Some people walk for longer, some people come from different countries. I'd mentioned the Portuguese Camino, and I wanted to basically walk across the country, 2 countries, and I did the Portuguese Camino for that reason. So my sense of the Camino is to, and wanted to say that it's environment of heightened consciousness. So let me explain what that is. People undertake this journey for many reasons. Some may do it for the physical challenge of walking long distances. Others are clearly looking for something that they finished, someone has died, or they're looking for a career change or some reason that they feel the Camino can provide the answers. And for many people, I feel that it does provide you the answers. It's quite a miraculous place to be in. So I relate a couple of stories just to give you some idea what this land is like, sacred land. Also a bit about the mythology as to how this all came about. When Jesus passed away over 2,000 plus years ago, his apostles then went out into the world spreading his message. And the Apostle James chose to go to the Iberian Peninsula or Spain, that region, Portugal and Spain. So he was doing his mission there, and then he went back to Jerusalem, where Herod, the king, beheaded him. And the story goes that his body was then miraculously taken, most likely by his disciples, back to Spain, and he was buried in Spain. And the locals got to know of this, and miracles started happening in this site. The king at the time heard of this and decided that this was a sacred place, because the people were telling the king that this was what was happening to them. So the king ended up building a church that went on to today being a huge cathedral. So the Camino journey is about beginning the Camino from wherever you start. The end point is the cathedral in Santiago. So that's the journey that you undertake. I've done 3 of them because every one of them was different in meaning to me. Yes, so I feel it was an environment of heightened consciousness. One example I'll give was, this was actually on the Portuguese Camino. I was walking, so you're walking, a daily walk is roughly about 20-25 kilometers a day you walk. All you have is your backpack, and all your belongings hopefully is in that backpack, and you try to keep back as light as possible because you're carrying it all the way. So on this particular morning, I'd woken up. Usually you're up at about 6:30, and you're on the road by 7. I was walking, and then I noticed that the sky was getting quite dark and menacing. So clearly there was a storm on the way. So at this time I was in the middle of nowhere, because when you walk, usually you may not see a fellow pilgrim or traveler for miles. And all of a sudden, the sky opened out. It was hail, hailstorm, there was heavy rain, there was wind. I was by the ocean, we were walking by the ocean, heavy wind and rain, and I was in the middle of nowhere, not a soul in sight. So what do I do? I was questioning myself at this point. Why am I doing this? So I was wondering, what do I do? Keep walking. All of a sudden, in the distance, I see a car. There's only one car I could see. And so I frantically started waving, hoping that he would stop. I had no idea if he was going to stop or not. But what do? You're by yourself, not a soul in sight. Started waving, and fortunately, it seemed like he turned around. So I lifted. My heart lifted, and oh, here's some help coming. And he walked his way to me. And fortunately, he also could speak English, because, Portuguese, not everyone speaks English. So he could see that I was in a bad way. He said, look, just get in the car. I'll drive you to the nearest town. And he did. Took me to the nearest fishing village it was. The time was like about 10 in the morning. And I went into the bar to have a hot drink, because I was, by this time, shivering, shaking because of the cold as well. And had my coffee, tried to thank him as best as I could. I said, look, please come with me and let me at least get you some breakfast. He said, no, it's all fine. And he was on his way. So like this, he to me was like a guardian angel, just appeared at the right time. And like this, I had quite a few experiences on the Camino, which confirmed for me that it was sacred ground. End of the journey. By the way, how long time have you got? Are you showing some? Okay. All right, what we're looking at there is me and my backpack and walking sticks. As I said, when I'm on the trail, I'm usually carrying not more than 7 kilometers in my pack. And that's everything that I owned. And it's a wonderful feeling just to have the minimal baggage with you, not carrying a lot. And the chap on the right there, these are people who just want to offer something to the pilgrims. So he's just providing food for the pilgrim from his wherever he's. I think that was his place. He lived there, but he was just offering that to the pilgrim. He wasn't even taking any money. He was just saying, if you want to, we can offer a donation. And he'd been doing that for years. I think this particular chap was doing it, had been doing it for about 14 or 15 years, just helping pilgrims. Because pilgrims are noted for their, when they see the backpack, and the pilgrims would also have, this is a shell. I think the symbolism there is that the end point is the Atlantic Ocean. So people take that back as a symbol that they have walked the Camino. Okay. This is just some of the spaces you walk through. Yeah, keep going. Right, this one's called the Iron Cross. So the symbolic, and this is the highest point, one of the highest points of the Camino walk, one of the highest points. So traditionally, people bring something with them from their home that they come from, something that they want to get rid of. As a sign, and they come and place it there as a way of relinquishing all that. And they will say a prayer or something like that, and a way of cleansing the past, and then keep walking. So that's the symbolism of the Iron Cross. So it's not just human beings that take the Camino walk. Some people do it on bicycles, and this is a donkey. He's on a donkey walking as well. One of the, what's the next one? These are vineyards. Some of the beautiful landscape you walk through. I guess the reward at the end of the walk, if there is such a thing, because the walk itself is all the reward you want. You're in connection, in touch with nature, and a lot of the walk is by yourself, solitary walk. Right, every now and again you'll find the guest houses will have some instruments. And here with the guitar, I found this at one of the guest houses. And on this particular occasion, I'd met up with American veterans. The leader of the veterans was taking his people or his men on the Camino as a way of healing from the trauma that they've been through. He found that being on the Camino was a very healing experience for them. So every year he'd gather the people that wanted to undertake this journey to be on the Camino. And I met them at one of the guest houses we were staying. And I think that evening we got together and played music, and he was really very happy, as all the veterans, that they were able to sing along and have a good time. So that was that. What's next? Yeah, this is just some of the the walk, just going to some of those places. The end purpose of the walk is to receive what's known as a Compostela. So as you walk, you're meant to get a stamp at places along the way to say that you have undertaken the walk. If you complete a minimum of 120 kilometers, you get what's known as a Compostela, a certificate of completion. Although that doesn't mean much. A lot of people take it quite seriously that they undertaken this challenge. Even if you've done 1,000 kilometers or 500 or 350 like myself, you'll get what's known as a Compostela, which is in this. I got this 5 months ago and I haven't even opened it. So this is in Latin. They spell your name out in Latin as well to say that you are undertaking the journey. So like I said, the journey, the Compostela is not the important thing, but it's kind of nice to have finished it, and you have received something as a recognition. Yes. Yeah, thank you for that. What else? Yeah, keep going with the slides. Yeah, just more of the landscape you walk through. Keep moving. Yeah, so this is the end point of the Camino de Santiago. I'm here with this American friend I met. By the way, you're meeting people from all parts of the world. Innumerable number of countries, people, like I said, there for different reason. So this particular marker, and as you can see, the shell there is all your indication of where you are. You just keep following the sign. That's the only thing you follow. Just follow the yellow sign, and that finally gets you to the end point. We got a picture of the cathedral. Yes, so this is the end point, the Cathedral of Santiago. So the end point is you visit the cathedral. There is a service that's held there, and I have to tell you this. It's one of the most amazing experiences that I've experienced. Whether it's the satisfaction you've done this walk, you met amazing people from all over the world, and I was in this chapel for an hour or hour and a half. I think I was in tears right through that time. I was there. Just whether it's the satisfaction, the joy of finishing the walk, indescribable feeling to have that. And the music that was playing there, playing the most amazing music, and a choir that was singing, a mixed choir. Combination of all that, and then people that you have met weeks earlier, you meet them in the church as well, and then it's a celebration. It's all those things coming together, and I guess that was the reason for the emotion. So in general, that's what I wanted to talk about, but happy to certainly answer questions. I would certainly encourage anyone to undertake one of these journeys, because it's experiencing the spirit in daily life. And I was keen, I guess, to experience that, just to be in nature and to feel that. And the Camino certainly as the saying goes, Camino provides. So you just be there and you get it. Oh yeah, go to questions. Okay, so this is the Jesus Trail that I undertook in Israel. Basically, this, as I said earlier, was following some of the important places that Christ was said to have visited. But I remember that was extremely hot because that's in the desert. So unfortunately, I was quite impacted by the heat, by the trail. What's next? Kumanakoro, traces the spiritual origins of Japan. And there's just two places. I think it's this one, Kumanakoro, and the Camino de Santiago are recognized by the UNESCO as World Heritage Sites. And because I've done both, you're known as a dual pilgrim. Having completed the two, these are the only two in the world that you do. Yes, there's more questions, eh?
Well, yeah, thank you very much, Ron. Fred, you can stop the share. Oh dear. Yeah, now we got to get to this. We wanted to be able to see ourselves properly.
Okay.
Just a moment. That's good. Technology is kind of cooperating a bit better now. So we've got some time for questions and discussion, but sitting here listening to the two of you, there's just so much history and mythology and culture that you've covered, what you've done, what the amount of history alone that's there. I haven't gone on any pilgrimages, but I'm supposing, and I'm imagining with the Santiago, I'd love the idea that you're linking up with people along the way and you're having discussions. I know recently when I went to India, not so much a pilgrimage, but being at the headquarters of Ramakrishna Order in Bellarmine, where you're in a guest house with like-minded people, I found one of the great things I valued was that contact with new people who are on the same wavelength as you. And I found that's very enriching. So I'm not sure, Shidarapanaji, when you go to these various temples, I mean, you're usually with a group. So there's a shared experience there. There's a lot of, I mean, you don't really mix and spend time with the other people in the temple because there's big crowds and it's all happening very fast. But then I guess people in India, do people in India go to all of them in one go, like a long pilgrimage, or do they tend to dip into them over time?
They don't go at the time together.
Oh, your microphone. Yeah.
They do it in a small way because we want to give more time in the place. That's our intention. As I told you, any pilgrimage place, if you go at least three nights, we want to be there. It's mainly, we don't bother about mixing with people. It's all just be by ourselves and the divine. That's more. But talk less, going out and all that we try avoid as much as possible.
Although to compare with what Ron's done, the pilgrimage to Kedarnath, Badrinath, and so on, there you're walking. Well, for those who walk, it's a long trail.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be very similar to the Santiago, I think, where you're coming across different people along the way. People are going at different pace.
Yeah. Of course, that is there.
There's that that sense of community feeling along the way. I imagine that's,
Yeah, that is there.
for India, that's getting quite close to a Santiago.
Yeah, but then
type
it is not
experience.
lonely because it's crowdy. Lot, because you know, especially this Himalayan pilgrimages, you can't do it at other times. It's between April and October. So throughout the country, people go, whoever. So it's quite a bit of people will be there. But still, you can be by yourself, or you can go, like how I told you, I met these children and I was very happy. I could see how disciplined the kids were, not allowing themselves taking photos and all that. And they were very, I felt it was not any secular trekking and something like that. It was they were doing really a pilgrimage. They were children, but I could feel it. And then, of course, when I was there, those people, those teachers, they asked me to address the students. So I went to the place where they were there, and our sisters were making fun of me. Oh, Sri Sarada has gone to give sermon on the mount. So I went there, and they asked me to speak to the children, were their students, and they were very happy because I belong to Swamiji, Swami Vivekananda, and Mayo College and Ajmer. They are all associated with a lot of Swamiji's influences there. So like that, you come across people, and you come across so many sadhus who just live under the tree or just in between two rocks in that cold. I saw it. It's not from the point of Jyotirlinga I'm saying. I had been to Gangotri, and there I met a nun. She stays every, as soon as the Gangotri opens, she comes and stays. As I told you, Krishna Mataji of Kedar, this, because we don't go and meet all the people. We do not know who is who. So only we see if they are ladies, then I go. So I went here. Actually, what happens is the Mother Ganga is flowing here. And adjacent to that is the mountain. And this mountain leads to Gomukh. Gomukh is the very source of Ganga. It's just like a mouth of a cow. That's why it's called Gomukh. And from there, the water gushes. It's the very source. From there, the Ganga comes down. That's why it's called Gangotri. She's coming down. So that's the place most people go. This is 25 kilometers away. Myself and one of my sister nun, only we could go. Others couldn't make. They said, no, it's not possible for me. So we both decided. But they said, you're not going to do it alone. You have to take a guide. Because when you're going there, sometimes there is this huge boulders fall. If anything happens to you, how are we to know? So we need to have someone. So we hired a man. So he took us. So we followed him and we went. It was so cold by the time, but we were determined. 25 kilometers we walked and we reached the place. And by the time we started morning 6:30, by 3:30 we reached that place. We had good speed. We could.
Ron, I've heard about this and you were showing in the slide. It's touching how these Camino routes, that the local community are quite involved. I gather they help the pilgrims.
Yes, giving them food and all that. It's amazing.
Very much so. Of course, in the beginning, there would have been thousands of people, maybe less than 1,000 when this route was discovered first. Now I think the time.
Also, how far back does it go? The tradition.
Tradition goes back a couple of thousand years. Yeah, the time of the apostle being finding the body there and building the church. So it goes back. The time I walked this time, I think there were over 250,000 people that are undertaken that journey this year. So this is how popular the whole thing has become. What I was also going to say was the Camino seems like it gives you, or the people feel there's a license that they get, or being able to freely express themselves to whoever they meet on the road. That was my experience. People really opening their heart out and they're talking to you in the way they would not do that back home. Seems like they come on this journey, they're looking for something. No question, they are looking for something deep, and they're expressing themselves quite deeply to a ear that would listen. And this has been my experience several times. Yeah.
Well, look, when you think about it, when people go on a holiday, and then after all, holiday, the very word comes from holy days, spiritual festival. So even you go on a tour, which I did to Bali recently, and I found I'm relating to that very well. The group you're with are kind of on the same wavelength, and
Yes.
you're doing the same thing. And some of the things
Yeah.
we did on the tour were very spiritual things.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you with new people, yeah, it does bring out a lot from you. You
It
feel,
does,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Actually, we don't
Yeah.
use the word. I mean, I rarely ever have people say, I went on the Camino for a holiday.
Mm,
They never say that.
mm,
I went on a pilgrimage. Oh,
Mm.
then they get it.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Well, look, I mean, one other thing I was thinking about preparing for this, that we don't really have pilgrimages in Australia, not formally. Yeah, but I mean, I'm thinking you don't have. I mean, people go and visit there, but you don't have this big route that people follow to reach there. I mean, I'm not aware. I'm wishing
Yes,
in
there
Australia
is
there'd be
one.
something developed.
you
I
know,
mean, there are
the,
bushwalks and routes.
Mary
Yeah.
Mary MacKillop,
All right.
Christian saint.
Oh, yes, I've heard about this.
They
Yeah,
are
that's right.
starting, or they have started one in Victoria,
Yeah, yeah.
following her journey in
Mm,
Victoria.
mm.
So that's one I'm aware of.
And then I would think, these sacred places associated with the First Nations people. But I guess the problem with Australia is the tyranny of distance. If you wanted to go to a few places that are
Very
sacred, especially to the First Nations people, then I wonder the practicality of it, how far you'd have to go to get to a few places in one
That
sort
is-
of
that is
pilgrimage, so to say.
This is where the Camino is unique because now they built, I mean, you walk 10 kilometers at the most, you'll find a coffee shop or a cafe where you can stop for a drink. And every maybe 15, 20 kilometers, there will be a place that you could stop and sleep for the night.
So I gather it's very simple accommodation. You have like a rest houses, so to
Yes,
say.
they're
Like
called
olden
albergues,
inns, we used to hear inn.
like inns.
Mm.
Yeah, they're called albergues.
Called
Albergue, that's the term they use. So that's a dormitory where you're sleeping with one of them I was in, there was 144 people in this dormitory sleeping. But it just works. It really works. No problem with waiting for going to the toilet or whatever. So because they've been doing this for years, right? So I slept in dormitories of 144, dormitories of 36 people. But every now and again, I would break that up because I would like a bit of private space myself. So I'd go to a guest house and pay for private accommodation every maybe third or fourth day.
So are there parts of it that where you go through hardship, like it's really physically challenging?
Absolutely, you
that's
do. It's no walk in the park, as they say. It's tough. Blisters are common. I was very lucky. So far, I've survived without any major. And the worst thing people do is they try to keep up with the friends and others, and then they pay a heavy price.
Well, that's reminding me, Sridharapranaji, again, getting back to the Himalayas and the trekking up there. I mean, people die on that trek, don't they? It's quite a volatile natural environment.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you can see the monuments on the road.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Especially in the beginning, when it opens, it's all snow. When third day of the opening, we went and reached. Just 3 days before it had opened. So you know the snow, they have the military goes before and removes all the path, clears the path. So the icebergs were just a bit away from the wall. Then you can imagine the wall was so cold and very less oxygen, so they don't allow anyone to stay more than 1 day. So it's very difficult, especially age is another factor, and many people have died like that because
Well,
lack
look,
of oxygen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that I've heard that there are people, they don't even care. They are going to do this. They want to do it before they die.
Yeah.
If they die in the attempt, then so be it. That's
Yeah. What
they-
more
they
do you
are-
expect?
that-
You are
that-
dying in a pilgrimage.
yeah.
Amazing. I'll tell
Yeah.
you just one incident. When I had been to Amarnath, a lady devotee had been with us, and sitting in Amarnath, she was narrating to me many of her pilgrimage. And she said, and I told her, oh, wonderful, you are amazing. You have within 65, she was 65, early 70 something, maybe. I told her, but in this age, you have finished everything, almost all. He said, yes, Mataji, every year, somehow I make one pilgrimage, at least I make. And please bless me that I may die in the pilgrimage as I do mine. And I told her, you in this Shiva Kshetra, Amarnath, you are saying this, Shiva will grant you this. Can you imagine? 3 years afterwards, I hear she went to Kashi to attend the Annapurna festival. So she was in Ramakrishna Ashram, in Advaita Ashram there. And she finished her morning meditation, went to Vishwanath, offered the prayers, and sat there. And then she came before breakfast. She wanted to hang up her clothes. She was hanging up her clothes. Gone. In the Advaita Ashrama, in Kashi. What more you expect? I said, see, she had prayed for that in Amarnath and she got it. Because nothing else to do. She was happy going around. What a blessing to die in Kashi. People go on to die there and they don't get the chance. Maybe they might go out and they might die there. So it's all luck and grace of Shiva.
And then, yeah, Ron, touching to hear about once you reach the destination, and I guess no wonder there's a bit of an emotional response.
Yeah, he was
after
almost in tears, he
yeah,
said.
Yeah, of course. And I gather that's a lot of other people would then, it's, yeah. Well, how long do people tend to stay there once they reach that destination? What happens? Do they make a point of?
That's a good question. So you walking 3, 4, 5 weeks on the road. I found myself that I wanted to reach the destination. I wanted to soak up that atmosphere of that. It's quite a special place, sacred place. And I stayed about 2 or 3 days after that, just to soak that atmosphere in.
Look, I won't hold the microphone up here.
I have a question.
Yeah, good.
Did you take the French way as well?
Yes, twice.
So of all the different trails, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, which one do you feel was most touching?
Actually, the French route is becoming quite busy. because I started my walk. It was to be a 350-kilometer walk, but as you approach the finish, from the 100-kilometer point to the finish, it gets really busy, where people are looking to get this compostilla certificate for completion of that. So, and the whole atmosphere changes as well. We got the more serious walkers, probably more people looking for the spiritual experience in the earlier part. As you come closer to the finish line, then there are people there and they pick up their mobile phone, and that you don't see that at all before. And there's the chatting. There's a lot of school kids also then on this on the route. So it changes quite a bit. That wasn't quite happy with that, but I figured that they've also got a right to be doing it, same as as me, doing it in a different way, and maybe they don't have the time to do a 3-4 week walk. They're just doing it for a week, so you accept that.
Just remembering, Ron, part of the PowerPoint presentation, that hillock with the cross. So you're saying people leave things.
Yeah.
Just tease that out a bit more. That it's something they want to. Is it some negative quality they want to get rid of?
To get rid of,
so to say.
It represents their past. Represents their past. They come there, done the walk, they place it there. That part is over for them now, and they're looking for the new, to emerge from that as new.
It's a bit like they take a vow.
Something like
Fred,
that.
you've got someone wanting to join. Yeah. So it's like a vow. They take a kind of a vow, so to say.
Yes.
At that point, are there any other places along the way where there's some
similar? That kind of is the main one that the pilgrims take it for that reason, that they want to do that. There's a symbolic thing that they do. No, that's the only one I can think of. Of course, the finish point where you arrived at the cathedral, and there is also a symbolic place. There's also supposed to be the body preserved of the saint, James. Yes. So they look to go and hug the saint. But now, post-COVID, you can't do that anymore.
Oh.
No hugging the saint.
Yep. Yes, so we've still got time for any questions you've had, or otherwise we'll conclude with some live music.
Can I ask a question of the audience? So hopefully the journeys we heard of the East and the West, has that inspired anyone to do it?
Oh, well look,
maybe.
Actually, I was thinking, we haven't talked much about, I got a particular interest in Japan. I've been to Kyoto and Nara, and there's a trail, an old postal trail that goes from Tokyo to Kyoto, the Nakasendo Trail. Yes. And so I'm imagining this route you went on might be similar to that in some ways, going through mountains and various little old villages, lots of old wooden buildings.
That's it.
Yeah. So I'd imagine that'd be quite a special.
You might do that one day.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen of Japan, where does that end? Does it end in Kyoto?
I started in Kyoto. I had to work my way down south.
Oh, right.
I think it was called Tanabe, the place. Yeah, so Kyoto is a starting point.
Right.
Yeah, then I worked my way down.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the reason I was wanting to do both was because of the connection with the Camino.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I for one, I'd like to try and get some time to do that at some stage, one of these pilgrimages. All right, we'll have some music.
Okay. But I mean, okay. Yeah. It's anywhere in the middle. Okay, so we'll do maybe 3 songs. So this one's a medley of songs that we do, mantras. And it's been sung to the tune of a very famous classical piece called Pachelbel's Canon, very famous piece of music. And if you feel you know the words, they're very simple. Please join us.
Om Mani Padme 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 Om Mani Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Om Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Om Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Namah. Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme Om. Mani Om. Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme Om. Mani Om. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to sing that one. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Lord's Prayer, sung in the original language of Christ, the language he spoke, which was Syrian Aramaic. So this is our interpretation of the Lord's Prayer in Aramaic.
Abund Bashmaya Ne Bashmaya Yete Malputa Ne Zabir I Kanad Bashmaya Abund Bashmaya Nekadashma Tiete Malkuta Newe Tabian Aikanad Bashmaya Washboken, how vain was the time. I cannot deny, Shuvoken, well, I talk a land, lioness, you know. Hella Patsan, mean be sure. Machu, Dilaki, Makuta, Lahaiban, what is Puta? La la Malmi. Ilahi Makuta Lahaiba Wadeshkuta La La Malini Om Triambakam Yajamati Sagandhin Pushtivardhanam Purvakamitam Mridyokshyamam Om Triambakam Yajamati Sagandhin Pushtivardhanam Purvakamitam Sare Gama Pagarisa Sare Gama Pagarisa Niresa Sare Gama Mapadapa Magarega Rega Magarisa Garisa Om Jayambakam Yajamati Sagandhin Pushtivardhanam Purvarikamivam Mridyokshyamamritam Om Jayambakam Yajamati Sagandhin Pushtivardhanam Purvarikamivam Mridyokshyamamritam Sare Gama Garisa Sare Gama Garisa Niresa Sare Gama Mapadapa Magarega Rega Magaresa Sagarisa Om Triambakam Yajamati Sagandhin Pushtivardhanam Purvakamivam Mridyokshyamamritam
That will I do, or what time is it? No idea. 10 to 1. We'll just finish with one more. This Asantoma.
Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirlingas Amaritangamaya Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirlingas with your love, Amaritangamaya. Sa 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 ni sa ni sa ga. Dani sa ga ri ma ga ri sa ni sa ni sa ga. Dani sa ga ri ma ga ri ga ri ga ga. Re ga ma ma ga ri ga ri sa ga ri ga ga. Re ga ma ma ga ri sa ni sa ni sa. Sa ni ri sa ni ri sa ni ri sa ni ri sa. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirlingas Niyoma Amaritangamaya Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirlingas Amaritangamaya Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirlingas Yoma Amaritangamaya. Sa 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 ni sa ni sa ga. Dani sa ga ri ma ga ri sa ni sa ni sa ga. Dani sa ga ri ma ga ri ga ri ga ga. Re ga ma ma ga ri ga ri sa ga ri ga. Re ga ma ma ga ri sa ni sa ni ri 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 sa.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Ron and Vicky.
Thank you.
During a very special morning, very fortunate that you could spare some time for us. We hope to have you here again. So thanks for joining us, everybody. That concludes the special event.